my name is Allison Tebow and I'm a licensed dietitian nutritionist. Today we're making homemade almond milk. I love almond milk, especially when it's thick and creamy. It goes great in smoothies, coffees. I make desserts and puddings out of it. It's just fantastic. There are so many health benefits to almonds. They're really rich in vitamin E, riboflavin, magnesium, manganese. They're full of healthy fats, which are super beneficial for the health of your brain, helps you to absorb fat-soluble vitamins, and increases satiety. Choosing almond milk is a great option for those who cannot tolerate dairy products, like me. And also, it's super easy to make at home, which I'm going to show you. When you buy almond milk from the grocery store, you may find gums, thickeners, additives, artificial sugars and sweeteners, food colorings, all these other ingredients that you are going to want to stay away from. So making your almond milk at home may be a great option for you. Time to introduce our two very simple ingredients, which are almonds and water. You will need 4 cups of raw almonds. You want to choose raw almonds because the roasted and the salted almonds will alter the taste of your almond milk. 4 cups of filtered water, preferably cold, a nut milk bag, which I got off Amazon for a few dollars, a large bowl, as well as a blender. You will also need a strainer. I did this purposely, but you may have noticed that my nut milk bag is inside out. That's because if it was turned inside out the other way, the right way, the nut pieces, the pulp, will get caught. And actually, I'm going to save the pulp of the almond to make biscottis later, and that's gonna be for another recipe. Here is the seam of the inside of the bag where the almond pulp would get caught. That's why I turned the bag inside out. Time for the best part. We're gonna get started. So I'm gonna take the 2 cups of almonds. I'm using raw organic almonds just because less pesticides, chemicals, it's just cleaner that way. Pour it right into the bowl. I'm gonna take the 4 cups of filtered water and place it right into the bowl as well. You can see that provides enough water to cover the almonds. And what I'm going to do is take a cloth, which I just have a kitchen dish towel, and I'm going to set this bowl aside and cover it and allow this to sit for at least 24 to 48 hours. The longer you allow it to sit, the creamier your almond milk will be. So I tend to allow it to sit for 48 hours. I had a batch of almonds already sitting for the past 48 hours. And you can see that the water is super cloudy. And that's because of the phytic acid releasing from the almonds. They've sprouted. So actually during the sprouting process, you're releasing that outer coating, which allows you to absorb manganese, magnesium, iron, zinc, and calcium much more efficiently. So for those of us with gastrointestinal issues, it may be more beneficial for you. I'm going to pour the almonds and the water into the strainer, which is then going to empty into this bowl. Beautiful. Ooh, you can see that residue in the bowl too. How fascinating is that? I just love nutrition and food and science. So fascinating to me. Anyway, so I'm going to bring this over to the sink and just run the almonds through a few times. Here are our almonds. They're rinsed through and they look beautiful, don't they? They're nice and shiny and clean. You will need another 4 cups of filtered water. And now we're gonna place our ingredients into our blender. But please note, if you want your almond milk thinner and not as thick and creamy as mine, please add more water. I'm using a 1-to-2 ratio. But you can always add 4 cups to every 1 cup of almonds you use. Okay, here we go. Placing our almonds into, we're using a Vitamix today. Here's our 4 cups of filtered water. Awesome. We're gonna place our lid right on top and we'll allow it to run for about a minute or so. Our almond milk is looking so good. I'm just so excited. So let's pull the lid off. Oh my gosh, zoom in and look at that incredible frothiness. You guys know my obsession for like whipped cream, whipped products, and this just gets me super excited. Time for some excitement. We're gonna pour the almond milk into our nut milk bag. Oh yeah. Ooh, look at that on the other end. The almond milk is starting to seep through. Perfect. Okay. And you're just going to slowly squeeze the nut milk bag, and you can see the almond milk dripping through. And just continue to squeeze the bag, and that'll force the liquid through it. Kind of meditative. Teaches you some patience too. That is going to be some nice, thick, creamy almond milk. Almost done. There's a lot of pulp in here from the 2 cups of almonds. Okay, we're gonna open up the bag, and you can see inside our almond pulp. I'm gonna save this because I'm gonna make biscottis later. And you can actually freeze this as well. I'm gonna show you guys what the almond pulp looks like when we take it out of the bag. It dumps out pretty easily. Perfect. That came out smoothly. Very impressed. So you can see how there's no liquid left. No need to waste. You can use the whole thing. Here's 4 cups of clean, delicious, simple, easy almond milk for only a few dollars. You really can't beat it. It's only 2 ingredients, no other added flavors, gums, thickeners, sweeteners, food colorings, or any of that other stuff that you may want to try to avoid. Anyway, I transfer the almond milk into this measuring container so I can easily transfer it into my jar. Let me tell you, this is the almond milk I use in my coffee every single morning. I add some cinnamon and it just starts my day off perfectly. I really hope you enjoy this recipe as well. I'm going to place a lid on this jar and keep it in the fridge for safe keeping. That way I have chilled, fresh homemade almond milk for the morning to use in my coffee. You can use this fresh almond milk for your breakfast cereals, oatmeals, smoothies, puddings, and whatever else you may want to use it for. So good. Want some? Are you taping me?